Well, we are about to find out because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to light the fires and kick the tires here at the Port Royal Speedway, and the Tuscarora 50 is green.
Chase Randall going to lead him off at turn number 2. Brian Brown into the third spot. He's side by side with Brent Marks down the backstretch. Now Brown takes third into turn number 3. Brian Brown to third. Brent Shear challenging for the lead, but Chase Randall will lead lap 1 of the Tuscarora 50.
Great battle for third once again. Right now, give it to the 21 of Brian Brown, but look at Brent Marks. He'll go top side there off for turn number 2 and down in the corner, and he's going to pull alongside Brownie. Side by side for third into turns number 3 and 4 and give the spot to the 19 of Brent Marks. Can he hang on to it at the line? Yes, he can.
Boy, you could really see the front end respond to Brian Brown there when that dirty air shifting across the nose wing of the KC's number 21 car. As right now, Brent Shear not really letting Chase Randall run away from him out front as we cross lap number 3. Randall doing a spectacular job.
If we get a long green flag run to the break, you know the leaders are going to catch slower lap traffic. So obviously, clean air is a big advantage here this evening with the high speeds, and it's going to be interesting to see how these cars react when they get into dirty air.
Buddy Kofoid going after Devon Borden. That's a race for the 8th spot. As here comes Kyle Larson for 9th. He sits in 10th at the start-finish line. Kyle Larson tracking down Buddy Kofoid, and here comes Parker Price Miller. Kofoid takes 9th back down the backstretch.
That's a great back and forth battle for a top 10 spot. Give it to Buddy Kofoid, as right now he has the 23 of Devon Borden just in front of him, nose to tail. Kofoid down low, Borden. Wow, he took the nose off, but there goes Kyle Larson. He's looking to go 2 for 1.
Kyle Larson looking for the BOGO down the backstretch. He'll look to the inside. He's got it in turn number 4. Big move by Larson into the 8th spot. Kofoid out. Oh, Parker Price Miller into the outside, retaining wall off at turn number 4. Yellow flag gonna fly. Parker Price Miller was running 11th. And got into the outside wall on turn number 4. And the chalk stick, Schroeder torsion bars, Elite Wings, Epoxy code number 9P comes to a stop. Rookie Scylla decoys goose cone. Mallory out on the front stretch. Single file through the cone with 6 in the books and 44 to go. Chase Randall, the 410 rookie this year, going to bring us back to green.
Pace starts to quicken here on the main straightaway. We're back underway. 44 laps to go. Randall leads them back down in the turns number 3. And Brent Marks trying to find some bite off the top side. Madsen tags guardrail there off of turn number 2. He's going to let Macedo. Look at Rico Abreu into 3, almost making contact with the Madman. They get it back together, and Rico Abreu, he's going to advance his position. He's going to move up in the 6th.
Rico Abreu on the move. Kyle Larson getting company from the 55 of Kerry Madsen as Devon Borden on the move. Borden had a monster run down the backstretch last time, but had to lift and lost a lot of momentum. Now he'll close on Larson there, and here comes Kofoid down to the inside. Battle for 8th.
Going into turn 1, Kofoid down low, draws alongside Larson. They drag race off the turn. Larson, he's going to hang on to that position right now. Look at Rico Abreu further up there, off for turn number 4. He is going to challenge Cole Macedo, try to breaking into the top 5.
Just remember a couple of years ago, Earl, that Rico led late before breaking with like 5 to go off for turn number 2 here at the Tuscarora 50. Carson Macedo started to close in on Brian Brown for the 4th spot. Just a couple of car lengths separate them, and Rico Abreu's right behind him. Rico going to challenge Carson Macedo into turn 1. He'll go down to the inside. Rico Abreu has the spot in turn 2.
Slide job complete off of 2, and Rico Abreu looking good right now in the 24. Still a long way to go as we have 11 laps in the book and 39 to go. And how about it for this young man, Chase Randall, leading his first ever Tuscarora 50 in his Port Royal debut.
His first ever laps led with the All-Stars, and he's running away. Brent Marks starting to challenge Brent Shear. Brent Shear having a career run. Right now 2nd. This is just his 3rd ever main event with the All-Stars. Now he sits 3rd because there goes Brent Marks. Shear going to challenge down the backstretch, down to the inside. Marks slams the door to turn number 3.
Can Brent Marks track down Chase Randall before we get to the break? You still have Brent Shearer in third, Brian Brown in fourth, and Rico Abreu rounds out the top five. Now here's where things are going to get interesting, Blake. As you can already see, Chase Randall, that car is starting to get in dirty air as he has slower cars just in front of him.
Yeah, Chase Randall's going to have to start moving around, but it'll be a couple of laps. You mentioned the dirty air. He'll get into that, but the advantage Randall has, at least right now, the first couple of lap cars are running right around the bottom, and he runs the higher side of the racetrack as Brian Brown closing on Brent Shearer to turn 3. Battle for third. Brown in the 21, Shearer in the 29 car. Brent Shearer works up the racetrack and adds a couple of car lengths, and now Rico's closing on Brian Brown for fourth into turn 1.
Rico down low of Brian Brown. Couldn't quite make that pass for that fourth spot, as now your leaders in very thick lap traffic. Brent Marks is on the charge. He is tracking down Chase Randall in turns number 1 and 2. He cut it down to 10 car lengths.
Yeah, Randall's got to get going in lap traffic. He's struggling there with Dylan Sistey, and Brent Shearer shoots right back around Brian Brown. Here comes Rico again. 3-car battle in turn number 4 for third. Brown around the outside. Oh, what off the pace? TJ Stutz off the pace. Yellow flag. Lap 17. Yellow flies for TJ Stutz, the driver out of Liverpool, Pennsylvania. 6th in Port Royal, points was second here twice, June 3rd and July 8th, and at Williams Grove on June 16th.
See what Chase Randall does here on this restart. Does he try to go down low to block the slider if Brent Marks is there? Pace quickens. We're back on the loud pedal. Green flag is back out. Good restart by Brent Marks. He's right there on Randall's tail into turn 1. Brent Marks is going to drive deep into turns number 1 and 2, and he cannot complete the pass.
Wow, what a restart there by Chase Randall. You had to think he was maybe a sitting duck or chicken, you could say there. But boy, able to pull away from Brent Marks, and Brent Marks put the heat on him. Marks is right there, though. Here comes Brent Marks right back at the 9 out. Marks down to the inside. Slider, he's got him in turn number 2. Here comes Chase Randall, though. He'll drop the nose and drop the hammer down the backstretch. But Brent Marks will take control as Brian Brown took third momentarily from Brent Shearer. Yellow flag. Oh, Casey Kane in turn number 2, and that will negate Brent Marks' pass for the lead. Casey Kane was running 13th.
Obviously, he's starting to slow down, and it's getting wider. So
yeah.
I got a feeling a lot of these drivers are going to be making some wholesale changes to their sprint cars here come the halfway break.
Lap times in the mid-17s, the low 18s, about 2 seconds slower than where we were in the heat races. Back to green through the real geese silhouette decoys goose cone.
Randall brings him down. He'll roll right through the middle. Mark's looking down low. There goes Brian Brown. He's going up with third. Now Rico, he's going to move into fourth.
Not
done yet. Trouble hard.
Flag.
Wreck there in turn 2. The red flag is out. That is going to be the 23 of Devon Borden.
And you wonder if Casey Kane will make it to the Indy Medal finishing work area because they just bought themselves some more time. But I don't see him down there. But Devon Borden, the 2023 track champion. 7 wins this year for Devon, 5 of them here at Port Royal. And he's climbing out of the car. Devon Borden climbing out in turn number 2. How about another big round of applause for the safety crew quickly on the scene, and Devon hopping out under his own power. Good to see Devon climbing out under his own power, talking with Port Royal Speedway and All-Stars officials. Having a chat with the paramedics there, Earl.
Yeah, but I was going to say, as you mentioned, he did get out of that car under his own power, but went right to the safety team. He's still talking to him on the right side of that car.
What a season for Shuttlesworth Stamen Racing and Devon Borden.
That cushion just grabbed him. That's that is a wild ride right there. He just jumped the cushion going into 1, and it bit him in the center of turns 1 and 2, and he's hanging on for dear life from there. We're looking to get to the break. Pace starts to quicken. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Randall once again leads them turns 1 and 2. Here comes Brent Marks driving right through. He'll complete the slide job there off of turn 2. Randall looking to come back on him. Can't quite do it. Brent Marks, he's going to be your new leader in the turns 3 and 4.
Big move by Brent Marks to get at the top spot. He'll lead lap number 19 here. and officially take control of the Tuscarora 50. But Chase Randall staying right there with him. Now Brian Brown trying to go back after Brent Shearer for the third spot. Last time by, he looked to have it. Here comes Buddy Kofoid on the move. Kofoid into the top 5 off of turn 4.
He will make that pass on Macedo. As how about Brent Shearer holding his own in the family-owned 29. Looking to get to the break as now he's starting to close in Randall for the runner-up spot, but Brent Marks starting to pull away from the field.
21 in the books, 29 to go as we close on halfway. Brian Brown trying to get into the top 3. He's all over Brent Shearer down the backstretch. He's got to lift because Shearer gets the door closed off of turn number 2. Oh, Brown goes down to the inside, slips up the racetrack, and Rico Abreu enters the fray now. Here comes Rico for 4th.
Rico trying to get a little closer to Brian Brown. Brian Brown looking to go on the outside of Shearer and break into the podium. Still, things are getting close in the turns number 3 and 4. Brownie rips the lip once more right there. Good 2 turns. What happens here? Turns 1 and 2. Brownie, he's going to stick the right rear back up on the left. Can he power around Shearer? Side by side down the back straightaway.
Brian Brown into the 3rd spot. He'll get the door closed into turn number 3. Brown takes the 3rd spot as they work off of turn number 4. As we close on halfway with 23 in the books. Make it 24. Brent Marks closing on halfway in the halfway break. Brown into the top 3, and now here comes Rico trying to close on Brent Shearer for 4th.
Rico Abreu gonna go back up top. As you can see, Shearer losing some momentum while they're off of turn number 4. Here comes Abreu. He's gonna put the whip tour up top. The car got a little tight though on the entry in turn 1. Diamonds the corner. He really trails Shearer. Now Rico down low, almost making contact into turn 3. They get it straight back out, and there goes the caution flag.
Halfway, lap 25. Got to let the cars get all the way through on that final lap before we throw the yellow flag.
Sound a single horn.
And the open red period has begun. Keep in mind, they cannot change the right rear. That's why we were marking them. If they do change one, they go to the back. Not the back of the lead lap, the tail of the field.
Get Brad down there to look over Kyle Larson's 57.
Yeah, they're putting tape there on the right side, but I'm also taking a look here. They are going to work on this right rear tire.
Yeah.
It looks like they're patching a hole here
They are.
on the right tire, the 57 of Kyle Larson.
Paul Silva, hard at work.
Putting a tire plug right in there.
They're plugging the right rear on Larson. 25 down, 25 to go through the Real Geese Decoys Goose Cone. We are back underway at the 56th annual Tuscarora 50.
Marks will lead them back down in the turns number 1 and 2. Here comes Brian Brown. He's going to complete the slide job there on Randall. Randall, he was ready. He'll drive back by Brown and move up to the runner-up spot.
Brown goes right back after him over in 3 and 4. They work up the racetrack. Chase Randall holds him off. Rico challenging Brent Shearer, but Shearer not having any of it. Abreu got around him. Shearer went right back around him to take the 4th spot back.
Brent Shearer showing some speed right now after the halfway break, and he was starting to close in on Browning to break into the podium. Brent Shearer down low in turn 4, applying the pressure to Brian Brown.
Trying to get back onto the podium is Brent Shearer. As Rico trying to rope him back in, Buddy Kofoid starting to challenge Abreu for the final spot inside the top 5. Here comes Kofoid. They battled for the win at Bridgeport with High Limit a couple of nights ago. Now battling for the final spot inside the top 5 here at Port Royal.
Now Kyle Larson, he will put a slide job on Madsen and move up in to position number 8. Brent Marks, however, he's already had the half straightaway lead over Chase Randall in car number 9. Battle for the 4th spot off of turn number 4. Here comes Rico Abreu. Has a run and Shearer. He'll take the 4th spot right by nose at the line.
Rico right across the nose into turn 1 there, Earl. Abreu into the 4th spot. Move him up a spot on the Bobby Rahal scoreboard as Brent Marks continues to show the way. Lap 30 in the books and 20 to go. Marks can start to see the back of the pack, but Earl about a straightaway in front of him.
Does he pace himself here? But you think he doesn't really know how big of a lead he really has. So how do you really pace yourself? As this time by, we have 31 laps in the book.
Chase Randall has not let him run away too much, though, Earl. That lead at 1.4 seconds, and Randall going to have a unique opportunity to start to close back in on the Meyerstein missiles. Here comes Buddy Kofoid. He'll challenge Brent Shear for 4th in turns 3 and 4.
Kofoid up high. They drag race down the main straightaway, and he will indeed get that position. Buddy Kofoid up into 5th in this one.
Chase Randall is closing on
things
Brent
got
Marks.
closer for Brent Marks. Marks tapped the guardrail there in turn 4, and here comes Chase Randall. Randall has cut the lead down to 15 car lengths.
He's taken 0.3 of a second off of that lead that Brent Marks had, down to 1.11 seconds. Chase Randall is closing. Marks closing on the back of the pack, getting into the proverbial dirty air. Going to have to start moving around. Randall's got an opportunity to close. He took 4 100ths off that time. Chase, oh boy, got way high that time by him. Brown going to start to close in on him.
Shaping up that, but Danny Marks almost getting. Brent Marks spins out of turn 4 and gets it to the guardrail. Brian Brown almost getting by. Rico Abreu almost getting by. Oh my goodness. Brent Marks went to avoid the lap car, spins it in a ring, and there is where he will set on the top side of turn 4.
Oh my. Here we go. There's Marks. It happens over in 3 and 4, obviously. So you can see a little bit bumpy over there. And Randall got a little bit sideways there. And Marks was able to add maybe a couple of car lengths to that advantage. Here they go as they slow down in turn 1. Oh my, he went down to the bottom of the racetrack, and TJ Stutz was right there, and Marks had nowhere to go. TJ obviously had no idea that Brent was going to be there. And Brian Brown and Rico Abreu. Wow.
Also, Logan Schuhart, he started outside row number 11. He's starting to move forward. Keep your eye on him. Randall brings him down to the cone. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Here comes Rico Abreu. Down low, slides up. Rico off the pace, off of turn number 2. No one getting into him. Caution flag is out.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, terrible spot.
You could just, and TJ Stutz, it looks like, going into the work area or done for the night. But Rico, you could almost see the 24 car die as he's sliding across the racetrack. 16 to go. Real Geese Silhouette Decoys Goose Cone. Mallory brings us back to green. Great restart for Chase Randall there.
Already put 5 car lengths in between him and Brian Brown. Here comes Kofoid down low at Brown. A great battle for the runner-up spot. They drag race into turns number 3. Kofoid down low. Can he complete the slide job off of turn number 4? Yes, he can. Brian Brown, however, he's looking to go back inside. Oh, things got close up the line.
Brown going to slide back up the racetrack. Kofoid through the rough stuff, and oh, Brownie nearly taps the wall. They're side by side down the backstretch. This is exactly what Chase Randall wants out front. Wants him racing hard for the 2nd spot so he can run away and high this time by. 14 to go for Chase Randall. What a battle for 2nd.
Buddy Kofoid back up into the runner-up spot. Here comes Brownie with another slide job there in turn 2. Slides up out of the groove. Kofoid, he'll drive back by. What happens back into 3? Kofoid looking to block the slider lane, and he will do that. Can he track down Chase Randall?
Chase Randall leads, 13 to go. Buddy Kofoid trying to track down what would be one of the biggest wins of his career. Chase Randall would absolutely be the biggest win of his career in his Port Royal debut. 12 laps to go for the young Texan.
And how about it? Kyle Larson, he breaks into the top 5. He's looking to drive right Shear for 4th. Larson back up top. He'll draw alongside. Can he do it off of turn number 2? No, he can't. Shear, however, cutting off his momentum. Here comes Kyle Larson. He'll make that pass into turn 3.
The advantage right now that Randall has with 11 to go. Lap traffic still about a straightaway ahead. His lead staying steady at about 1.2 seconds over Buddy Kofoid. Larson on the move, though, gets by Brent Shear for the 4th spot. Shear still running in the top 5. Macedo, Schuhart, Madsen, Wise, and Peck round out the top 10. This time by 10 to go for Chase Randall.
Buddy Kofoid cut the lead down to a 2nd. He is starting to close in on Randall. Both cars working the top side of the racetrack at this point. You don't think we're going to get in the lap traffic as we just have 9 laps to go.
9 to go. Randall added to his lead a little bit that time by lap traffic, still about a straightaway ahead of Chase Randall. That's where Randall ran into problems last time, and Brent Marks was able to pounce. We might get there with a couple of laps to go. Earl, 8 laps to go. He can see the back of the pack. His lead right now sits at 1.23 seconds. Added about another 1/10 of a second that time by Larson, starting to close on 3rd place running Brian Brown.
And Carson Macedo starting to close in on the 5th place car of Brent Shearer. Macedo looking to break into the top 5 late in this one.
What a story this would be if Chase Randall could win the Tuscarora 50 in his first
Kofoid
ever.
off
Kofoid.
the pace off of turn number 2. Buddy Kofoid off the pace on the back straightaway. And the caution flag will wave once more.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you gotta be thinking what's going through the head of Chase Randall. You're getting oh so close, and caution after caution after caution. So let's get a little noise made. Port Royal Speedway, do you think Chase Randall can hang on?
Oh boy, he's got his work cut out for him.
What about Brian Brown? How about Kyle Larson?
Larson has been coming to life late. Oh, there's Brown showing the nose. Here we go. 18 years old, 7 laps away from a $60,000 payday. Brown gonna dive down to the inside of the racetrack, try to make the move. Randall through the tough stuff, side by side, nearly into the fence. Down the backstretch, Brian Brown to the lead.
Here comes Kyle Larson looking to go 2 for 1. Randall back down low, draws alongside. Brian Brown can't make that pass. He'll slide out of the groove. Larson, he'll move up into the runner-up spot.
6 laps to go. Kyle Larson into the 2nd spot. Brian Brown trying to pull away. 10 car lengths separate them. Laps winding down here at the Tuscarora 50.
5 more laps to go. Brian Brown is your leader. Kyle Larson looking to track him down. Can he do it? Now here comes Brent Shearer. How about Shearer? He's looking to break back up into podium.
Brent Shearer having an impressive night. 4 to go for Brian Brown. Last time it was 79/100ths of a second. This time by 1.14 seconds.
Brian Brown increasing his lead. He's looking to run away and hide in this one. Just 3 more laps to go. Brian Brown looking for a $62,000 payday.
Boy, Brownie starting to run away. Laps winding down. Can he hang on?
Twin sticks are in the air. 2 more laps to go. Brian Brown, Kyle Larson pulling away from the rest of the field. Chase Randall still in 3rd. Blake Anderson, they're going to see the white flag this time by.
A month ago, his stepdaughter, Michaela, brought cash into the world. He became a grandpa. He's 1 lap away from a $62,000 payday. Larson trying to reel him in. Final 2 left-hand turns.
Brian Brown into 4. Checker flag is out, and Blackjack Brian Brown is going to win the Tuscarora 50. Finishing 2nd, Kyle Larson, and rounding out the podium is going to be Chase Randall.
And he's going up top in just a second. A big hug from Chad Morgan there. Going up top, makes the noise for Brian Brown. Boy. There we go. Brian Brown. I mentioned it. You've been coming out here for so long and supporting these big paying races in Pennsylvania. But to click off the Tuscarora 50 in that fashion and the way that race broke down and that restart to get past Chase, can you walk me through the emotions there the last couple of laps to get to the lead and how patience paid off?
Yeah, I felt like we didn't make much changes there at the break. I felt like my car was pretty good. It changed quite a bit throughout the run, but I told Chad I think we'll be okay. We didn't change much. And then when Buddy got by, I thought, gosh darn, you got to be in second. And when he got by, I thought that was my opportunity. And then he stopped, which gave me another chance. And I'd been taken off way around the top. And every single time, I felt like I was getting a little bit of a run, but guys were getting a run on my inside. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try a little bit lower this time, and got a good run. And I feel like I gave Chase as much as I could afford to give him without crashing him. But, I mean, what about that for an 18-year-old kid never seen the place before? He races with us, and I'm proud of him. That's a good run by Chase Randall. But proud. Casey's FEP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Awnings and Wraps, Foltz Excavating, JD Welding, a Maxim. I ain't gonna miss any today. Mountain Dew Overdrive, Waldinger, Factory Motor Parts, Smiley's Weld, Ditzfield, Champion Oil, Capital Trailers, Trunk Bar, Hawk Hunting. My dad. It's awesome to be able to have your dad here and win races like this. And JB's from here, my crew chief Chad Morgan. Weld Wheels, most importantly, Factory Cane Shocks, and Charlie Garrett Engines. I know we don't make him as proud as we should, as much as his motors are great, and hopefully he's proud of us tonight. He's like a grandpa to us. You never want to let him down, but just I've been coming here a long time and dreaming of being able to stand in victory lane right here like so many greats have, and to do it at the Tuscarora 50 for my first time in front of a great crowd like you guys. It's a dream come true, and thanks for sharing the night with me.
You look at the last month. You've been out here for a month. Your stepdaughter, Michaela, and her husband, they welcome a baby boy, Cash, into the world, and that's got to be so special. And to pick up a first win, and Cash turns a month old here in a couple days. So you're going to get to go home after this weekend and celebrate a big win with your grandson. That's got to be special. Yeah, I don't think I'm old enough to be a grandpa, but it's pretty damn cool. And Michaela and Loudon brought baby Cash into the world, and just wish my wife Heather was here. You know, these races, my grandpa George, I know he's watching it at home, and those are so, races like this mean more when your family's here. You can call them and tell them how fun it was. But I think to end it off before I leave here and keep rambling on, I just want to thank my crew, Chad Morgan, my dad Robert Brown, Justin Lauer. We've had some shitty runs, and it's real easy to get down on the driver, get down on the team, and complain and think we're not good enough anymore. But those guys don't. They get up every single morning and come to work ready to dominate, and even when they probably shouldn't. And I'm as proud of them right now as I am of this whole team. And like I said, just pumped to win a crown jewel. I mean, you call it what you want. This is a crown jewel. This is an event. There are a lot of races, but this is an event. And just like I said, may not have had the fastest car the whole race, but we were there when it counted. Yeah, for the rest of your life, Brian, it'll be Brian Brown, Tuscarora 50 champion. Congratulations. Look at that trophy. Golly. Where's it going? It's going to go in the back of the trailer, and we're going to drink some beer for a little while. We'll worry about racing tomorrow. All right, Brian Brown, Tuscarora 50 winner. Brad, take it away.
Thanks. We got Kyle Larson here. Kyle, second place finish. At the halfway point, your crew chief Paul Silva went to work on that right rear tire. There was a hole back there. At the halfway point, did you ever have any concerns that the car was going to make it all 50 laps, let alone look good enough for a second place finish?
I mean, every time you're plugging a right rear, you don't know if it's going to make it, so I was a little bit nervous, but yeah, I wish we could have the first half back or just not have a hole in the tire. I was giving up so many spots on the restarts because I just couldn't turn, and we were able to plug it and be a little bit better there the second half. Obviously, we all caught some breaks with guys braking, but yeah, I mean, didn't think that I would finish top 5, so to get to second feels good. Obviously, we want one more, but Brian did a good job muscling his way to lead there and got the job done. So I was hoping Chase was going to get back to him in 3 and 4 to kind of choke him up and maybe get me a run built down the front stretch, but just he wasn't able to get clear. So just kind of settled into second and felt like we paced him, but it was just going to be really hard to beat him without a caution. So again, he did a really good job, and thanks to my team too for getting to work under that red and getting repaired enough to finish out the race. So feel thankful to finish for sure.
It really seemed like turns 1 and 2 were maybe a challenge for a lot of drivers tonight. What was your game plan going through the first 2 corners? I saw you take a few different lines throughout the night.
Yeah, the track had some kind of waves in it, so it kept it rough and kept it narrow into one, and it had a lot of grip there because we weren't able to use it. So it made entry kind of closed off and difficult, and then my tire was low. The first half, it was just really hard. I couldn't figure out how to get through there, and didn't matter kind of what line I ran, I felt like I was going to flip. And there, the second half, I felt like I could kind of cheat the holes a little bit and still get some decent grip through the slick, but just was a little bit too late on getting to the front. So. The track had character tonight, which was fun, but I love Port Royal when it's dead slick to the fence and you can kind of run all over. So hats off to the track crew for trying to do their best to get the 1 and 2 smooth out. Port Royal is just awesome. So always love coming here. Didn't think that I would get to race Central PA this year. So thankful for Mother Nature and getting this one rescheduled. But obviously would have liked to have been one better.
Well, we appreciate you joining us and hope to see you more.
Thanks.
Kyle Larson, tonight's second place finisher, and we'll just turn over here and we'll get tonight's third place finisher, Chase Randall. And Chase, your first time here, I know leading that race, it maybe is tough to sit back in third, but take us through the night, first time here and leading such an event like this.
Yeah, you can't really say much more about it. To never see this place before. We showed up today and running third tonight at one of the biggest races they have here is pretty special and pretty cool for us as a team to accomplish that so quickly and to just to adapt so fast to this track we never really seen. But it stings a little bit to come that close, especially being out front. Really helped us tonight, and me kind of having clean air to kind of choose my lines and kind of see how the car was affected. But I don't really know really many words to say right now, other than we ran a really good night and not made many mistakes. I feel like. If a couple of those yellows didn't come out, I feel like the ending would have been completely different. But nothing to hang our heads about, and luckily have 2 more nights here to see if we can get a couple of good more runs.
Well, again, we appreciate you joining us. A stacked field of cards here tonight. Another stacked field of cards here the next 2 nights. So we're excited to see what the 9 car does.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Luckily, I have two more nights here to kind of get the track figured out. I don't really get to race here in Pennsylvania that much, but luckily we have 3 nights this weekend to kind of learn as much as we can and get to have fun out here. And we're really enjoying being out on the road and having a great time.
Well, congratulations to Chase Randall, tonight's third place finisher.